When you started Zipcar, mom of three, you have this idea. Did you have any idea that you were minting what we now call the sharing economy?
No, I didn't. But I did know that I was enabling us to share a resource easily among lots of people, and that I was putting the power of that transaction into the hands of individuals. And that was the breakthrough, that we made it as easy to rent a car as to own one. And so we had to leverage technology, pool the resources, and make it happen.
I know you've written a lot about the sharing economy. Did I characterize it correctly there, that basically what the sharing or the new economy does, what disruptors do, is put people closer to businesses and make the transaction simpler?
Yeah, that's one of the things that it does. And so we're using technology to make complex things simple and to give the power of the corporation or the power of the large and handing that off to the individual. So we have this new collaboration that wasn't possible before, but it's the internet and technology that's taken away those transaction costs, making it really simple.
You've exited Zipcar now, but I have to ask you, as you look at Uber and Lyft, the ride-sharing services that are kind of descendants of Zipcar, do you, if you were still at Zipcar, would you regard them as rivals, competitors, friends, frenemies, what?
If you think about transportation, it's based on what the trip actually is. And so Uber and Lyft are taxis, and there's some places where I would always take a taxi because parking is expensive and I would never take my own car. Whereas Zipcar is used more for trips that I want to go out of town for the weekend. I want to have the car physically for 4 hours. So it never was used for short taxi-like trips. So it's all part of the complement of changing how people feel about how they get around. It used to be that your car did everything, and now people are realizing, no, sometimes I want to use different ways of getting around.
Now let's turn to the bigger, broader, sprawlier question of how the sharing economy, which disintermediates, fancy word, a lot, is going to change society, change capitalism, change social structures, benefit structure. It is big.
You've understood. Yes, it is. So if we think of the old days, the company owned everything. Everything was inside. It was vertically integrated. It did everything. And that was the way we extracted the most money, and that was how capitalism worked. Today, the greatest value is created by companies that open themselves up, that share their resources, look to outside minds and intelligence to adapt and localize and provide service. So it really is changing the shape of how companies are formed, because companies want to be very narrowly formed and just do the parts they do best and leave on the table for others to localize, customize, and specialize. So it changes the way we work.
Yep.
And ultimately, these two things are changing the way economies are formed.
Yeah. So we're going to talk more about that on stage here at Iconic later, where we have a little more time to explore it, because it really is a fascinating transformation, and the idea of driverless cars and how that's going to change cityscapes and more. It's really coming, and coming quickly. Robin Chase, thank you very much.
You're welcome.